All right, guys, we're at the shop. I got a call from Dougie that they pulled the cylinder head off the engine so we can take a look at the head and the block. So let's go inside and see what it looks like. Look at what we got right there. The short block is, the engine's out of the car, and the short block is just kind of hanging there on the lift. And we're gonna go take a close look and see what that thing looks like. All right, here's the stock short block. Just looking at it, this is the driver's side cylinder bank. That looks okay. And then we come around to this side, and just so happens that the number one piston is at top dead center. So we really, at this point, can't see the cylinder walls. But I'm going to have these guys rotate the motor so that we can get a look at that. You can see here the cams, the phasers, everything's been taken out. There's one of the cylinder heads. That looks like the driver's side head. Let me look around for the passenger side head. All right, everybody, here's the passenger side cylinder head. You could see right there. Okay, this is the combustion chamber of cylinder number one. This was the cylinder that was pulling oil. You could see it all around the inside of the combustion chamber, all the oil. That cylinder looks okay. The other ones look relatively good. This one doesn't look as good, but you can see cylinder number one is there's oil all over it. But one fortunate thing is that the head still looks like it's pretty good, because we don't have any pieces floating around. Like if the top of the piston broke off, piece of the top ringland broke off, we would see all kinds of hammering, stuff like that inside there. But there's nothing, which is actually a good sign. It looks like I could reuse this cylinder head. We'll get a look at it from here. Everything looks okay. It doesn't really look like there's anything wrong with it. So this is actually a good thing. Yeah, guys. There's cylinder number one combustion chamber. Honestly, guys, looking at the driver's side cylinder head, just trying to get a look at it, it looks like this thing was just running fat rich. I mean, look at the spark plug. You could see it doesn't look like a light brown color that a spark plug should look like. None of the exhaust valves are tan. Everything just looks like it's soaked. I don't know about this tune, but this was Whipple's tune. This was the tune that they required me to run in order to have the warranty, so I had no choice. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Doesn't look so good to me. All right, guys, we're looking at cylinder number one, and I'm going to try to show you as best I can what it looks like. Now, if you get in really close, you can see the cylinder scoring. You can see, how bad the top of the piston look. It's all full of oil. But if you look, I mean, the bore scope showed it really good because it got it up close. But this is about the best I could do to get you a good view of what the cylinder scoring looks like. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty deep. And we'll just look around. There it is again. There's some more scoring there. Not so much over there, but you can see there's a really deep groove right there. Now this is cylinder number one. This is the one that was throwing the code, but you can see, look at that, how bad that cylinder scoring is. But that's not the only cylinder that has cylinder scoring. This is cylinder number two. You can see some cylinder scoring there, right? And I don't see anything else over there. A little tough to get this. I got this flashlight, but cylinder number one is really bad. When you come around to the driver's side cylinder bank, you don't see hardly anything. There's really nothing going on in that cylinder there, right? Really nothing in there. A little bit of something right there, but that doesn't look bad. I would say that that's normal. And then this one, you can't see that one, but the cylinder's about half down. You really can't see anything with that. But really, the main culprit, the main problem with this engine is cylinder number one. You can see how bad the scoring is right there. One thing too, the first chance I get, we're going to get this engine up on the engine stand, and we're going to pull that piston out and see what happened to it. You know, we're pretty convinced that it broke a ringland, but we won't know for sure until we pull it out. So get this thing up on a stand, start tearing it down. All right, guys, I'm with Dougie. We got the motor apart. Dougie, what do you think?
Everything looks really good. No marks on the heads, nothing found in the blower. Everything looks good. So it's inspect everything, check all the chambers, make sure there's no bent, nothing scratched, nothing in the ordinary, and put it back together. Get you back on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was that I was worried about. We saw the bore scope. It looked like maybe there was a little bit of metal floating around in there, but now that we got the motor apart, we're not seeing any of that, right, Dougie?
No, everything looks good. The cylinder actually looks better than what we originally had thought with the scope, but there is definitely some damage done. So we got to get with Whipple and pass everything on them and see what they say.
Right.
They're probably going to want us to pull the piston out.
Right, right.
But as of right now, with just a short block, hopefully they don't have us because it's just going to prolong everything. But if they want us to pull the piston out, we'll pull it out and give them what they need and go from there.
Okay. All right, guys. So moving on to the next phase, we're gonna tear the old motor down, get all components off of it, check everything out, and start putting everything on a new motor. And oh, by the way, we got some oil pump gears and crank gear coming also.
Yeah, from Boundary.
From Boundary. All right, guys. So that's just further confirmation of what's wrong with the motor. The cylinder scoring is pretty evident. We saw it with the bore scope, and now that we got the head off the car, you can clearly see it, mainly in cylinder number 1. A couple other cylinders, have some scoring in it, but cylinder number 1 is definitely the culprit. It was pulling oil, fouling the plugs, it was low on compression, so definitely cylinder number 1 is the main culprit. So what we're going to do now is get some photos over to the warranty company and see what they say about that. But in the meantime, we got the new short block, so we're basically going to take the heads and all the external components and get them on the new short block and get the car back together. So stay tuned, there'll be more video on this thing as we go forward. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.